What's going on, fellas? Welcome back to Midnight Run. This is probably I would say the most requested video that I've gotten to make. It is the Seekins SP10M versus the Geissele MRGG-S Mark 1, which is behind me. I feel that I'm in a pretty solid spot right now to give my honest opinion on both of these rifles. So please stay for the entire thing, and we are going to get down into the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I'm going to give you my honest opinion on which rifle I feel is the best of the two. You guys are probably wondering why I look like somebody right out of that show, my 600-pound, fat, disgusting, kill myself life. I don't think that's the actual title, but those fat people that say feel bad for me because I'm about the size of a small compact car, but it is freaking cold out here, man. I'm in my full marshmallow suit right now. It's about 10 degrees here, so bear with me if you start seeing me shiver or something like that. And my dog's around here somewhere, so if you hear some chitter-chattering around, she's walking around. I don't know where she went. Hopefully I didn't lose her. She goes on these missions and just disappears sometimes and then just comes back. But she'll be around here somewhere. So if you hear some chitter chatter, that's my dog walking around. But before we start the video, if we can just do some admin notes here. I did get put up for a Gundy Award, which is really awesome, for Best Breakout Creator of the Year. I have no idea how that even happened. I didn't know anybody even liked my videos, let alone liked me, but that is pretty cool. We got a lot of competition. I think I'm going up against like Dirty Kid. They're really cool. They've been a big influence of mine with my channel, so it's pretty cool even seeing my name and their name up on the scoreboard together. They're gonna wipe the floor with me, but that's all right. At least we got put up for a Gundy, and if you guys can go hit that vote button for me, I'd really appreciate it. But enough of that. Let's just get down to brass tacks. Let's talk about what we are going to be doing today, and it is against the Seekins SP10M and the Geissele MRGG-S or Mark 1 Mod 0. Really, both of them are fantastic rifles. This was, when I was going to make this video, I was like, dude, that's going to be really hard because they're both fantastic rifles, and I've been having a fantastic time shooting both of them. Normally when I do these reviews, like, you kind of already know which one isn't going to make the cut and which one's already going to kind of, be at the forefront of it. But this was a very close battle. They're fantastic rifles, and a lot of these companies are going to that medium range gas gun, that semi-automatic gas gun 6.5 Creedmoor style rifles. You got the Seekins, which is fantastic. You got the Geissele Mark 1, which is a fantastic rifle. Knights Armament makes one. LMT makes one, and a lot of these companies are going towards that semi-automatic gas gun 6.5 Creedmoor, which is cool. Price-wise, they're pretty expensive. You're looking around $4,500 to about $6,500 just for the rifle. The Seekins SP10M was around there. It was around $4,500. The Mark 1 Mod 0 was I think about $6,500 to $6,700 is what I paid for that one. And then everybody else, all these other companies, I think Knights is around $4,500. And the LMT is up there around $4,000. So they are very expensive rifles, but they are fantastic guns, and you will not regret buying one of these. And they're fantastic choices for long range, for hunting, or whatever you need. They fit the mold for any sort of purpose. So these are definitely my go-to rifles, either this one or the Mark 1. I just have a fantastic time shooting that 6.5 semi-automatic rifle. But I have to have a favorite, right? Everybody's got a favorite. So let's get down to the brass tacks of things and talk about which one I feel is the best rifle out of these two. We'll start out with the Seekins SP10M. This one, I probably have more time on it than the Mark 1. I probably have about roughly 3,000 rounds on this thing, and I've loved every single round I've shot through it. It is a 22-inch semi-automatic 6.5 Creedmoor. This thing is an absolute tack driver, man. Anything out to 1,500 yards is a 1,500-yard gun right out of the box. So Fantastic choice if you were looking at a semi-automatic 6.5 or a semi-automatic rifle. I definitely recommend checking out the Seekins SP10M. The military uses it. I think Delta uses it, and it's very tried and true. Both military and civilian and law enforcement. A lot of people use this rifle, and I know exactly why they chose this one. The suppressor that I spent most of the time on this one with was the OSS. It's a fantastic suppressor. Now it's Huxworks. We'll get back into that at a later date in this video, but it is the OSS. It is a flow-through suppressor, and it's a fantastic suppressor for this rifle. It really smooths out the entire package. Haven't had any issues with it, any issues shooting, any issues, no jams, no nothing with it. So highly do recommend checking out the OSS or the Huxworks. They don't make OSS anymore. It's now Huxworks, but definitely check them out. They are fantastic suppressors, and I have a couple of them. Going into the barrel, it's a 22-inch stainless steel 6.5 Creedmoor barrel, and Seekins Precision is known for its accuracy, and now I understand why. This is by far the most accurate rifle I have ever shot. It outcompetes my bolt actions, and it outcompetes any other rifle that I have ever shot in my entire life. The SP10M, I would challenge anybody to find another semi-automatic gas gun that could outcompete the accuracy on this thing. I really would. Very impressed with the accuracy of this thing. And if you go back to the other videos when I was reviewing this thing in the beginning, you saw how giddy I was getting, and I was just like coming my pants about how accurate this thing was. It's by far a sub-MOA gun, and it will shoot. It's a lot more accurate than you are. I'll just put it that way. Easily a 1,500-yard gun right out of the box, and it by far takes the trophy out of both these rifles for which one is the most accurate. Up. Up. You want to come up? There she is. Just going on her little mission. Going into the gas block. This is where things started kind of getting a little weird with the SP10M. Oh, jeez. I'm having some issues with this thing. So the little lever here snapped on me. I guess if you start over tighten it, it will snap, and it's just gonna be bad. I didn't over tighten it. I'm not sure what happened. I just noticed one day that it was all cracked, and I was like, shit. So mine is not really fully adjustable with just my hands here. I have to stick the Allen head key in there and manually adjust it, and that's another issue. It's all seized. I can't even twist it with the Allen head key. I don't know if it just got too hot, too dirty. I don't know. I mean, I've only put about 3,000 rounds through this thing, but my gas block is kind of at the setting that it is at now. So I reached out to Seekins and I told them this, and they sent me a complete gas block rebuild kit. Free of charge. So fantastic. I thought that was really cool. They're very friendly there, and they hooked me up with a whole rebuild kit, but then they sent me a small lever instead of a big one, but hey, free is from me, so I can't really complain. But when it was working, it was fantastic. I adjusted it kind of to this suppressor when I first got it, and it ran fine. I haven't had any issues with it, but right now I do not have a fully adjustable gas block. I'm just hoping for the best that something doesn't happen and I don't need to adjust it, because it is completely seized on me. So that kind of sucks, but we'll have to rebuild it. It's probably an easy fix, and they gave me a free rebuild kit. So thank you so much, Seekins Precision. I really appreciate that. So going into the rail, this isn't really a issue I had with it. It was just kind of more of a why. What's going on up with here? It's not really M-lock attachments up here. I mean, it's just kind of like these weird slots. So I wish they made all up here an actual M-lock attachment and called it quits from there. I'm not really sure what these these slanted slots are. You can't really put anything on there. I guess you could, but I mean, I don't think that's what it's intended for. And I don't even see why you would put something at a slanted angle like that. I don't know. I wish they just did M-lock attachments all up top like they did on the side, and then just called it quits. Your guess is as good as mine. I thought it was really ugly in the beginning, but I do think now that it looks kind of cool. So, I mean, it's not really a negative, but I mean, yeah, it kind of is a negative. I wish they just did M-LOK slots up here instead of these slanted, weird little creepy things up on top. My biggest complaint to the SP10M, the bolt. You would think would be pretty simple, right? It's just a standard bolt. Nothing really crazy. Nothing really going on. Seekins, what is with your firing pin retaining pin? This thing, dude, I swear, this thing is like as thick as my pinky, dude. They use the thickest frickin' retaining pin I have ever seen. It is the biggest pain in the ass to take apart and put back together. It got so bad that I had to literally pry it out with a flathead to get this thing out and get this thing to come apart. And then when I was putting it back in, it didn't line up. It's so big and it's so heavy, you can't even really push it back in. I slightly tapped it in with a little tiny mallet, and then it bent the whole thing. So I'm going to put it in the video here. This is what my retaining pin looks like right now. So this rifle is down. It's red X right now. I don't even have a bolt in it right now for the purpose of this video. The rifle's down because of this stupid retaining pin. You guys need to swap that out, man. You need to swap it out with something a little smaller. All right. It's a 6.5 Creedmoor. You can go with a little smaller pin, I think. All right. Which sucks, and why that is such a negative gripe about that pin is because what if you had to take it apart at the range? What if you had to, what if your rifle went down and you were taking it apart and you couldn't get the stupid pin out? Now your rifle's down, now you're just dead in the water. Or you do take it apart and now you can't put it back together. Dude, I was pulling my hair out trying to get this thing to go back in, all right? I'm just like flabbergasted how thick this pin is. I was like, good Lord, dude, that thing's a pretty diesel pin. But massive gripe about that. It kind of sucks that you need a flathead or you need a pick or you need something to take apart the freaking bolt, dude. So that is a massive, massive fail. I do not like that. I did not like that at all. I'm like, this doesn't help me if I have to field strip this bolt and I can't even take it apart because of this diesel ass pin. So now the rifle's dead in the water, all because of firing pin retaining pin. So that's a massive negative. So that's the Seekins SP10M. I'm not going in depth with these rifles in this video because I've done it numerous times before. If you guys want to see a little more in depth on me talking about them, specifically the specific rifle, I have a bunch of other videos that I have done and I go in deeper into these specific rifles. So right now the purpose of this video is just to talk about which one I feel is a more superior rifle. Next up to bat is the Geissele MK1 Mod 0, aka the MRGG medium range gas gun. This is SOCOM's new choice for their medium range gas gun, and I 100% see why they chose this thing. It is a fantastic rifle. I've been having a very, very swell time shooting it, and I am going to be putting a lot more rounds on this thing in the future. I do have probably I have roughly probably around 1,500 rounds on this thing right now. So only about half compared to the SP10M, and we're still doing some more tests on it, and we're still putting some more rounds down range with it. So that is, I do got to put that out there. I have a lot more time on the SP10M than I do this rifle. It is still fresh to me, so that is something that I'm going to factor in to the decision that I make between the SP10M and the Mark I here. Like I said, SOCOM did pick this thing up as their medium-range gas gun. It's seeing a lot of service in the military, in law enforcement, and even in the civilian market. I'm seeing a lot more people choose this rifle as their go-to system here. Going into the suppressor, I'm using the Huxworks, which is the newer version of the OSS. The company rebranded themselves, and now this is OSS, Huxworks. I do love their suppressors. They're really, really nice suppressors, real good flow-through cans, and I highly recommend you guys check them out. So they're all 3D printed, and I'm not sure if that is a plus or negative to the new suppressors, but the thing that I did notice is the old OSSs that weren't 3D printed are a lot quieter. I don't know if that has something to do with the metal. I don't know if it has something to do with the new design, but I did notice that the OSS cans are a lot quieter than the Huxworks. Maybe it's just my ears, maybe it's just me, but it still is an extremely quiet suppressor. It definitely takes away that flash signature. Highly, highly recommend Huxworks. Definitely go check them out, and it really fits this rifle. It kind of does seem like this rifle is set up for a Huxworks suppressor. I could be wrong, I'm not really sure, but it is just kind of weird that this rifle comes with a Huxworks muzzle brake on it, and they wanted you to put another one on it. So it does feel like this the Huxworks suppressor really complements this entire rifle, and that flow-through design really, really smooths it out, and definitely is a cherry on top when it comes to the Mark I MRGG-S. It's a 20-inch cold hammer forged chrome line barrel. Accuracy on it is pretty good. I thought it was going to be a little better, but I'm also kind of want to like step back from my honest opinions on the accuracy right now, because I've only used 147 grains and 140 grains. So everybody's saying try out 130s, and they were getting a lot better accuracy. So that is something that I want to go do at a later date. Definitely start testing different grain ammo and see which one this thing really takes to. So as of now, the SP10M totally blows this thing out of the water with accuracy, but that was expected. Mark I Mod 0 is using the triport phased array gas block. Damn, Elon Musk is out there making that freaking thing. That's a mouthful. So what that is, it has 3 ports instead of 2, and that alleviates you having to do an adjustable gas block. It kind of regulates itself. So that is really awesome. That is a massive feature because you don't have to do suppressed, unsuppressed, tweak it, do this, do that like the SP10M. This one, plug and play, send it, and it will just adjust itself for you. So I do like that feature. I do enjoy, I mean, you know, adjustable gas blocks were always great, but, you know, in 2025, you know, technology advances and stuff like that. And I do think that that is where the future is, where you're going to have a gas block that just adjusts itself, you know. And I think that this is kind of what we're going to be looking at for a lot of products and a lot of different gas blocks, is that kind of self-adjusting gas block. This is a direct impingement system, just like the SP10M. Some people like that direct impingement system, but I'm more of a piston driven. I do wish that they went with that piston driven for this rifle, because it is, I just think that it's a lot cleaner shooting when you're running it suppressed. And these rifles and these modern day rifles, I think, are all intended to be run suppressed, especially these ones that are meant for the military. You're not going to really see them without a suppressor. I don't think I've ever really shot this thing. I probably have about, I don't know, maybe like 40 rounds with it unsuppressed. Everything else was with the can on it. So I wish they went kind of with a piston driven system, but you know, one can wish. The rail is really, really sweet. So it does come with all these QD mounts on it, which is awesome. I wish the SP10M did that, but it does not. The rail is all M-LOK, and it's M-LOK all the way around, and it has that ARCA attachment right down below for an ARCA bipod or an ARCA tripod, which is awesome. You don't have to you don't have to clip it on to the actual rail. It's part of it already. The SP10M, I know they make an attachment for it, but you have to physically bolt it on. Then you are ARCA compatible with that attachment. This is awesome because it's already there. You don't have to do anything. It's just built onto the rail, and that is, I think, a really, really cool feature. Going into the upper receiver, it does have the forward assist, which I'm glad that they put it on. Again, you guys have heard my gripes on the forward assist before. I just do think that I would much rather have one and not need it than need it and not have one. Perfect example is Kyle Rittenhouse. You guys always hear me say that. That forward assist saved Kyle Rittenhouse's life, and I just wish that a lot of these rifles, these companies kept that forward assist on. The SP10M took theirs off. It is what it is, but I do like how this rifle has the forward assist on it. The stock, I hate this thing. I want to rip it off and I want to put like a B5 on it or something like that. Not a big fan of this Magpul PRS stock, or it's the light one, the PRS light stock. It's kind of gay. I don't like it. Everybody's like, brr, you just don't know how to use it. No, I just don't like it. All right, it's my freaking rifle. I don't like it. I'm ripping it off, and that's that. I'm about to crash out again on this stock like I did in previous videos, and everybody made fun of me. It's my damn video. That's kind of the big stuff that I like about the MRGG-S. Fantastic rifle, a little expensive, but so far so good. Don't really have many complaints about it. Now, let's get into what we've all been waiting for, I guess. If you've stayed this long, you probably are ready for my honest opinion on which one I think is a better rifle. Before we talk about which one I do think is better, I just got to make it extremely clear. They are both fantastic rifles. Seekins makes an extremely good product. I think they were probably one of the best manufacturers on the market right now. Definitely goes to Seekins Precision. You will not regret anything that you buy from them. Very friendly. All their products are amazing. All very, very good quality. All very good prices. So definitely check them out. And also, you guys know I love Geissele. They are a fantastic company. I've been using their mounts, I've been using their triggers, and now their rifle for some time now. So they are both fantastic choices. But if you came to me and said, Andrew, which one do you think is a better rifle, the SP10M or the Geissele Mark 1, I would probably go with the Geissele Mark 1 for a couple reasons. First thing, the gas block. Big. I've had a lot of issues with the SP10 gas block. It's cracked. It's did this. Now it's seized. It's just not working for me. The Mark 1, where it's that triport phased gas array, triport phased array gas block, is awesome because you don't have to mess with it, man. You don't want to be in there adjusting it. Oh, I got a new ammo load. I got a new suppressor. I got to, mess around with it with your little dick beaters and shit. You just don't want to do that. This is awesome because it just kind of regulates itself and it just does its own thing. Don't have to do anything. It's literally army proof. You don't have to touch anything. You just send it, load it, send it, call it quits. Perfect. Super easy. The SP10M, you got to adjust it, then it locks up, and then the threads, and then the Allen head key threads start wearing out. It's just kind of a pain in the ass. So big thing why I like the Mark 1 is definitely the gas block that comes with this rifle. But that being said, the SP10M, hands down the most accurate rifle. Highly recommend it when it comes to accuracy. That thing, when I was talking about this, I was like, bro, we gotta, check out, different grains and stuff and different ammo and yada, yada, yada. It don't matter. That SP10M is gonna beat it in an accuracy test all day, every day. So the SP10M definitely wins the trophy for the most accurate rifle. Another area that the Mark 1 outshines the SP10M is the rail. I do like how it's ARCA compatible. I don't have an ARCA bipod on it. I'm going to get one. I definitely want to try it out, but it is cool that is a feature that they give you on the actual rail itself. I do like how it's also M-LOK all the way around, unlike the SP10M where it has those weird kind of slanted slots that don't really even do anything for you. And then they just have the one strip of M-LOK. So this one, the Mark 1 kind of just gives you a whole bunch of areas for attachments and things like that. And I do feel that the rail outshines the SP10M all day, every day. Also, it has these QD mounts that are already added into the actual rail, unlike the SP10M where you have to put actual attachments on there if you wanted to run a sling or something like that. Another massive negative about the SP10M that I just could not look past was that bolt. That bolt with that firing pin, retaining pin was just too much for me, man. I was pulling my hair out. There's absolutely no reason why a retaining pin like that should be that tough to pull out and put back in. It was ridiculous. You shouldn't have to have a little tiny hammer to tap it in, dude. It was just an absolute pain in the ass, and I hated my life. I was swearing. I was yelling. I was kicking my dog. I wasn't kicking my dog, but it was just a massive pain in the ass to take that bolt apart, and I did not like that. I was like, dude, if I'm out somewhere and I need to just field strip this thing, you ain't doing it if you don't have tools, which was an absolute pain in the ass. So that was a massive negative to the SP10M. Trigger. The Mark I has the SSAE trigger in it, and then the SP10M has a Timney trigger in it. They're both fantastic triggers, but I do like the Geissele one better. I don't know if it's just that's what I grew up on. All of my rifles have SSAE triggers in them, and they're fantastic, and I will probably never use another trigger. But the SP10M trigger is pretty nice. It has a pretty clean break, and Timney does make good stuff, but I am more of a SSAE trigger guy myself. So that is why I would prefer the SSAE trigger over the Geissele. I just think it has a lot better. It just has a little better feel to me. That two-stage kind of just has that better feel to me than the Timney does. Another area that the Mark I outshines the SP10M is this forward assist. I know everybody gets on me all the time over it. People don't even use it. The military doesn't even use it. Yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. I much rather, and you guys have heard me, I've been in so many debates with this. I much rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Again, go watch the Kyle Rittenhouse video. I'm telling you, perfect example is why you should probably have a forward assist. I don't think they should be shaving these things off just because, oh, we barely ever use it. There's going to be a time, there's going to be an environment, there's going to be a operational area or something that you're going to wish you had that forward assist, and you're going to be screwed. I mark my words. I promise. I promise. So I think that it was a plus on the Mark I that it has the forward assist on it, and it was a very big negative to the SP10M that it does not have the forward assist on it. I can't stress it enough, guys. They are both fantastic rifles, but if you were to tell me choose, go ahead, choose, I would go with the Mark I because of those things. They're small things, but I do believe that that is kind of what swayed me in the direction of the Mark I over the SP10M. If you buy an SP10M, you will not regret it. It is a fantastic rifle, very, very long barrel life, very, very accurate, feels very good, extremely smooth rifle to shoot, and it is accurate out to about 1,500 yards plus. It is a lot more accurate than you are. We'll just put it that way. So the SP10 is a fantastic rifle. Can't say it enough. I'm not shitting on it. I got only really positive things to say, but there are just a couple small things to it that kind of put it below the Mark I. But also, like I said, I am factoring in that I have a lot more time on that thing. Perfect example is the gas lock. I got, you know, am I to say that I'll go out and put another 2,000 rounds on this thing or 1,500 rounds on this thing and I'm not going to have any issues with it? Who knows? It is a strong possibility. So if that is the case, I will come back and I will make another video on it, and I could make another video on, you know, put more time on both of them and then come back and see what everybody says. So that is an option. We could do that in the future. But as of now, my honest opinion is I do believe that the Mark I Mod 0 by Geissele is the better option of the two. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys staying till the end, and that's kind of my honest opinions on which rifle I feel is better. The Geissele Mark I Mod 0 MRGG-S or the Seekins Precision SP10M. Both fantastic rifles again, but the victor is the Mark I in my honest opinion. So if you guys could hit that like, comment, and subscribe, it would really, really help me out. Appreciate it. Please go to the Gundies and check out the link below and hook a brother up with a vote, please. It'd really help me out. But I'll see you guys back out there later.